Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nunnker here to do part 3. Probably the final part of my UFC 101 declaration, afterthoughts / review. So, we left off at Sadala versus Hendricks. We now are on to Shane Nelson versus Aaron Riley. And please watch the first 2 parts of this video first. Show you guys some merchandise that I got from the event in those videos, and please watch my UFC 101 blog. Alright, next fight of the night was the swing bout, which actually was supposed to be on the preliminary card. The highly awaited anticipated rematch between Shane Nelson and Aaron Riley. This was an immediate rematch. The first fight, obviously, Nelson won by an early stoppage. People thought this was the boringest fight of the night. More boring than the lightest Sakara fight, you know. Nobody did anything in this fight. Oh my god, like, during this fight, there was a crowd fight, like, back, like, right, we were sitting, like, right across from it, and the whole entire, crowd, like, the whole arena was watching the crowd fight. I started to wonder if the fighters were watching the crowd fight, you know, like, that was better than the fight, and that shows you how boring it is. When you're watching a crowd fight over a professional fight between 2 UFC fighters in an anticipated rematch, it's like, it's bad. And I actually did favorite that video. It's on YouTube. There's also a girl fight, and that'll be in my day 2 blog. We filmed it through my cousin's iPhone. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I was watching. But I did see some of this fight. You know, Riley just controlled him, you know. It was just all octagon control. He won every round, 30-27. He won a unanimous decision. He snapped Nelson's 8-fight win streak. He avenged his loss, and Riley's a tough guy, you know. He was just able, I think most of this fight, Riley was on top, but I wasn't really paying much attention to the fight, but Riley just controlled Nelson, stayed on top, decent ground and pound, and this was able to win a decision victory. So Riley won 30-27. Next fight of the night and the co-main event, Forrest, former UFC light heavyweight champion, Forrest Griffin against UFC middleweight champion, and officially, in my opinion, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Anderson Silva. In my prediction video for this event, I said, in my opinion, Anderson Silva is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, and this is exactly why. People are saying this fight was fixed. The fight was not fixed, okay? They're saying, oh yeah, it was fixed. Forrest never goes down like that. Yeah, does anybody remember the Keith Jardine fight? When Forrest sat there, when Forrest went to the corner and cried like a little girl? You know, Forrest, I don't understand him sometimes. That's why, like, sometimes I'll be a fan of his and root for him, and then other times I'll be like, why do I like this guy? Like, you know, sometimes in his post-fight, he'll either be, like, really funny and cool and, you know, not, very professional. He's usually very professional, but, like, for example, when he says, oh, yeah, like, I might not be that pretty and I'm not that good of a fighter, but I'll fight anybody, and, like, you know, most of his post-fight interviews, he's very respectful. In the Jardine fight, when he sat there and cried and just ran out of the octagon, that was not professional. And this fight was even worse. In the Jardine fight, at least he sat there and, you know, and talked a little for a post-fight. Here, he just ran out to say, you know, like, like he was running a marathon. He stormed out. Pretty much, Silva fought the perfect fight. You know, Griffin was just a bad. Silva was just a bad matchup for Griffin. Forrest got dropped 2 or 3 times before getting knocked out. I think it was 3 times Forrest got dropped. I saw Griffin land maybe 1 or 2 punches this whole fight. And like Griffin said, Silva makes these guys look bad. These are former champions. This is a guy who's bigger than Silva. He's the former light heavyweight champ. He has wins over Shogun Rua, Quentin Rampage Jackson, and then Silva just comes up here and makes it look easy. You know, he barely takes any punches the whole fight. And Did you guys see his head movement? That's unheard of. Nobody else does that. It's like he sees things before it happens. It's like it's some kind of like android. It's like he sees it's like he sees their body heat or whatever, like a predator, and like time calculates the speed or whatever, and what's the best punch to throw. That's really what it's like. I don't see anybody being able to beat Anderson right now. That's a realistic matchup. The only people I could see that I don't really see the fights happening is George St. Pierre and Lyoto Machida. But Machida, he trains with Machida. I doubt we'll see that fight happen. And the St. Pierre fight, we could see it happen, but you know, St. Pierre has to fight the winner of Swick Campman. Silva still has the Henderson fight at middleweight. He said he wants to fight at light heavyweight. I don't know. I'd love to see it, but Silva just dominated him, and he actually had Griffin. I thought it looked like he was out cold. It looked like Griffin was out cold for a couple seconds, and then he said stop. Griffin waved it off. He quit, you know, and then he runs out. That's not cool. Silva, you know, they were cheering Silva chants. Silva is back. I don't care what anybody says. The Lightus and Cote fight was not lackluster. He didn't lose a round in those fights, and those guys just didn't want to fight. Griffin came to fight, but Silva was just better. And he, like I said, he hit him with a little jab, and Silva was moving backwards. Bam! He hit him with a little jab. Griffin kind of ran into it, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, next fight of the night and the main event of the evening for the UFC Lightweight Championship, champion BJ Penn against Kenny Kenflo Florian. Oh boy. A lot of people say that they said that this fight was, or a lot of people say that this fight was very close and that it was about even going into the fourth round. Personally, I thought Penn won every round. I'm gonna get some crap for this, whatever. Penn, I thought, won every round. The first round, Penn did not win the fight in the last couple seconds, I thought. You know, Penn, you know, Florian, pretty much all he did this whole fight was sit there like this. He had Penn against the fence. He was grabbing like the single leg, and he just sat there and had Penn against the fence, trying to tire him out, which was very smart. But I think by the fourth round, when you see Penn is not tiring at all, and that the strategy has not been working at all for the past 3 rounds, I would think he'd try to do something else. And I understand he probably was not trying to take Penn down. He's probably doing it to use the St. Pierre strategy, because he did train with St. Pierre, try to tire BJ out. But Penn looked better than ever. You know, his training with Marv Renovich, I think he should continue it. I did not think he looked that good. I think he looked better than he did in the Shirk fight, and obviously better than in the St. Pierre fight. Penn should definitely stay at lightweight. I think that's his optimum weight class. Second round, they said that for Florian, it was closer in the first, but I still gave it to Penn. Very close round. Third round, I had Penn winning. And fourth round, obviously I had Penn winning. Pretty much, Penn, you know, the corner finally told him to take him. They said, all right, take him down this round. Penn picks Florian up, slams him, gets in the side mount, mounts him, and then finishes with his trademark rear naked choke. And that's how he always finishes, excuse me. You know, he finished Matt Hughes with that. He finished Joe Stevenson with it. Jens Pulver with it. Takanori Gomi with it. And now Kenny Florian. It's like no one can escape BJ's mount, you know. And Florian, you know, he did not get dominated, but I didn't think, you know, all the rounds were close, but I didn't think he really won any of the rounds. And by the way, in the first round, what I thought was really cool, Penn rocked Florian a few times in the first round, throughout the fight actually, but he went for that same flying knee that he did on Shirk, and actually did land on Florian. It was kind of like deja vu. But anyways, yeah, Penn looked great. He looked better than ever. Dominates Florian, and he ends up winning a rear naked choke. He slapped it on. Florian just cannot get out. He beats him 354 of the fourth round. Alright, sorry if that was kind of long, guys. I'm going to try to make my videos kind of shorter. I'm going to do my Corona vs. Cyborg predictions next. Please watch that, and please comment, and please subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys next.